Since day one, the trial for the alleged murderer of 11-year-old Gannon Stauch has been filled with testimonies from dozens of people. The first witness to take the stand was Al Stauch, Gannon's dad. While on the stand, Al said Letitia explained Gannon's disappearance by saying a man broke into their home, raped her, and kidnapped Gannon. Al also implied Letitia changed her stories several times. 2 weeks later, Letitia's daughter Harley Hunt took the stand. She was 17 years old when Stauch was arrested for Gannon's murder. In 2020, the two drove to Florida in a rental van. Prosecutors believe Gannon's remains were in a suitcase in that van. Hunt says she did not believe that her mom killed Gannon until just a few months ago.
I'm still in shock. I defended her for years. And I just feel like manipulated and lied to.
In week 3, 11 News reported on some of the patterns by both the defense and the prosecution. The prosecution asking witnesses if Stauch seemed mentally stable during the time of Gannon's death. Those asked said yes. The defense has seemed to poke holes in the credibility of some of the witnesses with cross-examination.
When would have this photo been taken? The day before Gannon died, the day before he was killed. It wasn't a photo of evil, anger, a photo of someone by all accounts who was a loving stepmother.
Last week, a psychologist for the prosecution took the stand and discredited Stauch's claim of having dissociative identity disorder. Stauch claimed that she had an alternative personality, Maria, who shot and killed who she thought was an intruder, but was Gannon. The defense will take over once the prosecution rests. If found guilty, Stauch could face life in prison without parole. If found not guilty by reason of insanity, she would go to a state mental health hospital. Live in Colorado Springs, Jared Dean, KKTV 11 News.
Thanks, Jared.